This caravan is not getting in. There's a legal way to enter this country. Those who choose to enter illegally will be stopped. We are working with our partners in Mexico. They have taken unprecedented efforts within their territory to ensure an orderly flow and that those who have no legal right to be there are removed.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen commenting as thousands of migrants slowly make their way to our southern border amid reports of another caravan now heading to the U.S. Joining us now is Art Del Cueto with the National Border Patrol Council. Art, thank you for coming on the program this morning. First off, what do you make of the images that you're seeing of this migrant caravan continuing to make its way through Mexico? We had a report in the 9 o'clock hour. Next stop they're hoping is Mexico City. They stopped to get food.
It's lawlessness is what it is, you know, and luckily I've been able to see the different news medias, both in the United States and in our neighboring country, because I want to be informed. You know, I want to know what's going on. And if you see some of the news from Mexico themselves, you know, I can't help but think they keep calling us racist in the United States for not wanting them to come into our country illegally. But if you see some of the comments that are being made on some of their social media sites, they're not very happy down there either with the havoc and the mess and that they're causing down there. I mean, bottom line is you have individuals coming into the United States with flags of their country, chanting, wanting to come, you know, slogans from their own country. It's an invasion. It's not a caravan. I mean, we're beyond people saying it's a caravan. It's an actual invasion. And as you said, now we have another group forming further south, I think in Guatemala, and they have the same intentions. So, I mean, we need to really get strict on border security and go down there and make sure that we prevent things like this happening.
Kirstjen Nielsen, who has been very clear on this, along with the president from the beginning. They plan to stop this caravan as soon as it gets to the border, and they're throwing every resource they can at it. Watch.
I think what the president is making clear is every possible action, authority, executive program is on the table to consider to ensure that it is clear that there is a right and legal way to come to this country and no other ways will be tolerated.
And that we have heard from her time and time again.
I mean, we're aware of that, but the reality is back in April, that caravan that came through over in Tijuana, where are they? Have anybody gone and asked what happened to those individuals that were able to get through? Did they show up for their court? And now we're having this issue again, and a lot of it is because of that. Unless we're meaning to stop these individuals and use some type of force or put trailers down there and look at each and every single one of their claims, and those that are not valid, send them back. If we're going to the back issue of we've done many times is the catch and release, then this is just empty rhetoric.
House Homeland Security Chair John Ratcliffe was on Fox News Sunday with Maria Bartiromo over the weekend, making his case as to why we cannot allow these migrants into our country. Watch.
There's an economic cost, the burden on our healthcare system, on our hospitals, on our schools. That's profound, but there's often a far more personal impact. Kate Steinley's in San Francisco, Molly Tibbetts in Iowa. Unfortunately, almost every week we see an example that in this population of people that would come here are folks that have a history of gun, gang, drug, and violent crime histories.
So, Art, as we wrap this up, you know, this is going to take these migrants some time to make their way through Mexico to our U.S. border. What do you see happening in the coming days and weeks?
Look, no one is more committed to stopping this, I truly believe, than the President of the United States. Along that same line, it's the men and women that wear the uniform within the Border Patrol. We need to get everyone in between to be on the same page, or else it's just empty rhetoric. If these individuals are allowed to enter the United States and claim asylum and then released within the country, like has been happening for many months now, and obviously it's called catch and release that we've talked about, and knowing that less than 2% even show up for their court case, it's going to happen again and again. It's got to be more than empty rhetoric, and everybody needs to be on the same page.
Art Del Cueto,
that's the reality.
Making your views on this very clear. Thank you. Nice to have you in the program this morning.
Good morning.